not going to be any predictions for the semifinals because we are jumping in mid-series, so it would be a little bit unfair as Dark is already leading this series, but we will have predictions for the grand finals.
Yeah, that's right, but here we go, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map for CranKy Gaming, this is Dark.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Abydos. It is Cure. Boy, here we go again. Unfortunately, we did miss out on game number 1, but we are at least able to see how this series will end, how it will conclude, and already Dark opening up with a pool first.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense on this map. I think, considering how short the rush distance is, it's pretty logical for the Zerg to want to do something aggressive.
Oh yeah, definitely, and Dark is also one of those players where he does this quite often, like pool first in ZvT, regardless of the map, and it's really difficult to kind of keep up with or to dictate or read how committed he's going to be with his aggression. Sometimes 2 links, sometimes 4, sometimes 6.
Yeah, it's pretty popular in the meta at the moment, just because there's quite a lot of variations you can do off this. Looks like okay, where is this drone going? He might be taking the front third.
Yeah, as he goes down.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's taking the base really quickly.
Yeah, he's going for his linear third base here. He's basically opening up gasless. With this pool first, it means that link speed is going to be very delayed. No gases have been taken. Just a much faster, much more secure third base instead.
Yeah, this is a bit of a clown build.
I mean, mate, we're casting Dark Puppy, okay? He's all about cutting corners. He's all about being very aggressive when he can as well. The links were revealed. Cure was SCV scouting. He is fully aware of what's going on. And as a result, his Reaper is going to be sticking around. He saw the links headed over towards the right-hand side, but Dark is slipping in, or looking to slip in on the left, as he has his own targets.
Yeah, Duck just kind of sits at both towers. He's waiting to see what the Reaper's going to do. I think he doesn't really want to go across the map if there's going to be that Reaper at home. So he's just trying to see if he can catch that moving out. There we go. He sees it now, so those 4 links might go in now.
Yeah, there we go. As the Reaper is revealed on the right-hand side, all 4 links for Dark are slipping into the natural base. Can he delay the CC in time? The SCV is building. It's almost done.
Yeah, he's going to get that delay. Takes that out, and he's threatening these 2 Marines as well. Cure playing extra safe, getting those 2 Marines, so really good move from him, but he is going to be losing at least one of those. Maybe the second one, too. Ooh, that was very close. The SCV just saves it, though.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Shout out to that SCV for saving. The Marine is going to be able to continue production on this CC. And Dark still gasless, by the way. I'm really curious if he's going to be going for a Roach follow-up, if he's going to just avoid link speed entirely. Yeah, Dark, I'm curious. I would never play like this, by the way. It's just so crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty risky, but it definitely suits the map a lot better. It's really, really hard to find a way in with Hellions. Like, this map is... I don't know. I actually don't fully understand why this map's in the pool, because it doesn't obey the rules that the other maps do, but it is very hard to find an angle with those Hellions, because each choke can be held by 1 or 2 queens. We are seeing good creep spread coming out from Dark just to get that vision going and all of that, but Cure behind this just going 3 CC, so he doesn't really have to do damage. Despite the greedier opening from Dark, I don't think it necessarily puts him ahead against the 3 CC.
Yeah, exactly. So Cure just going to be taking a more economic route instead. Upon seeing the third base, he can piece together that it was a gasless opener at least, so he's fully aware of that. And we have a Banshee behind this as well, so pretty standard play coming out from Cure.
You can kind of see the map features here. Despite the fact that he doesn't have links and he doesn't have link speed, there's not really an opening for a Hellion Rumbo.
Yeah, exactly. The queens are just too good. And Dark is all about his queens as well. You know, he doesn't skip out on them. He's all about, I mean, sometimes even overmaking them in the early game just to be safe and secure. Hellions are looking for an opener, though, and they do get into the mineral line.
I know, like, it's not possible to overmake queens. They're queens. It's like saying, I overmade, you know,
Marines.
Overmade Marines, yeah, exactly.
You're an animal, Pop. You're an animal. As 5 drones go down for 2 Hellions, honestly not too bad damage here. You know, finally abusing the greed of Dark, as Dark is going for a 4th, but now is taking 3 of his gases to catch up in that gas mining.
Yeah, great trade. And as you pointed out, still no link speed, so I think roaches would make the most sense here. Nice little bit of drone micro here is going to be trapping those Hellions, but yeah, you can see just how annoying it is trying to deal with Hellions without link speed. The links just take forever to get on top of them. And there we go, Roach Warren Lair going to be going down for Dark. It's a very interesting way to go about things, and I think it's a good way to abuse the map for sure.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, despite that, Cure has been able to find some damage regardless. In total, he's killed 9 drones for 4 Hellions, and so I do think that that is quite worth it for him. It's a great way for him to keep the economy and the greed of Dark in check, but hopefully he's ready for the follow-up. At least he's going to have some Banshees to work with, which will help a little bit defensively against these Roaches, as the Banshees dip into the main, and we'll scout that lair.
Yeah, Banshee's going to be dipping in here. Both players just a tiny bit supply blocked, but just cutting all these corners, trying to have the builds as close to the tip of perfect as possible. And for Dark, we are seeing him start to move up towards almost a 5-base setup here. He's been able to get away with a lot of droning here, so once he does start committing into Roaches, I think we might be seeing maybe a Rav Ling Bane style.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening here, and unfortunately, despite the harassment from Cure, it isn't enough to really just fully slow down Dark. We have the Infestation Pit on the way to get into a Hive. We have 1-1. No Baneliness, so again, as you were saying, just Ling, Roach, Ravager. This can do quite well. This can potentially break a 3rd or even a 4th of Cure.
Yeah, he does go for melee, so it is going to be that more high eco Lingbane Rav style. This is something that trades extremely well, especially with kind of tank styles. Often goes into maybe because it's Dark, probably Infestors, but I think Ultras afterwards as well is something that's pretty common.
Yeah, I can definitely see Ultras on the horizon here if the game goes on that long. Meanwhile, the crease spread is now covering the halfway point of the map here for Dark Cure. Looking to be a little bit active though. He's got his 2 medevacs, he's got a couple of Widow Mines as well. He's looking to try and get as much map control as he can.
Yep, and there's the Pathogen Gland, so it is going to be Lingbane Rav Infestor. Very dark.
Oh yeah. He's all about those Roaches and Infestors. Going to be looking for those Fungals to shut down these pushes. Mine, is going to be forced to unburrow here, and a little bit of friendly fire. Yeah,
okay, so the mine's going to be taken out by the Ravagers here. Nice attention paid by Dark there, as yeah, he is just going to be going up into this Infestor kind of setup here. It's NA's favorite Zerg, Dark, of course.
Of course, and mate, he can ape, and he can ape very well here as well. 4 Infestors are on the way. This is lined up with Pathogen Glands. Dark, it looks like he's finished droning at 80. Now he's just focusing on just maxing out on Ling Roach Ravager.
Yeah, he's going to be breaking down the rocks, trying to spread some creep through the middle here. Cure doing a really good job being active with the Banshees. Just trying to get rid of any active creep tumors, trying to just make life a little bit difficult here for Dark, but I mean, Dark is setting himself up really nicely here to set up to go for a push on this 3rd, and I don't think there's that many tanks here for Cure, which worries me a little.
Yeah, we have 2 tanks on the map, and we can see them here. One sieged up, and the other just now rallying out. The defensive position for Cure just isn't that strong right now. We have continued tank production, but even with 3 to 4 tanks, we're gonna have Vipers. We have 3 Vipers on the way.
Yeah, Vipers on the way now. They will be starting to build up that energy, and this is a really tough spot for Cure. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe some drops out on the map, trying to get a bit of pressure on the left and right hand sides, because Dark has been pretty free to just expand and spread creep throughout the middle of the map. He is not being pressured too hard at the moment.
Yeah, we saw some light pressure earlier with some drops and some Banshees, but nothing too major, despite Cure having a pretty flexible army. Now the drops are moving out, but at this point it may be too late. Dark is already maxed out. He already has his energy on those Vipers. Is gonna at least keep these Roaches in check, but soon Dark is gonna go for that push.
Yeah, pretty quick split off there of the units, and for Cure we are seeing he is going up into that Ghost Academy. I wouldn't mind maybe seeing a couple Vikings as well, just to deal with those Vipers and get rid of that very annoying Overlord outside his natural that you can't really hit from ground either.
I can hear the salt party. I can hear it as Fancy's map are going to get taken down. Here we go. We do see, oh my god, Parabomb and a Fungal as well in some of these Marines. He does fall back to those tanks though, and he's going to be able to force Dark back for now.
Yeah, one of these medevacs going to be going down, but Dark does not want anything to do with all these tanks. The tank count for Cure looking quite healthy at this point.
Yeah, earlier he was at 2, now he's at 6 tanks, and he's working on 2 tanks at a time. We do have a double drop into the main base as well. No bailing speed yet. It was heavily delayed at the target fire. Oh my god. Up.
Yeah, able to check out those slow bailings there. The medevac's a little bit AFK. They do need to get out of there before they get fungled.
Oh, they do need to get out, but at the same time, another double drop coming in towards the 5th base of Dark. Not too many drones to go down, but the hatchery will fall.
Yeah, great timing coming out from Cure. He's been so patient this game, and as the damage is starting to present itself, he is taking that with both hands. And good parabombs. The spells are going to clean this up very efficiently, but for Cure, I don't think he minds starting to improve his army now as he approaches max out.
Yeah, we're done with the Marines. Speaking of, we're done with the Marines. We have another drop here towards the north center portion of the map. The hatchery is going to get focused down.
Yeah, another hatchery going down for Dark. That puts him down to just 4 mining bases, so actually a pretty significant attack here.
Oh, very significant indeed. Cure is fighting back defensively. Back at home is still quite powerful. We have another drop coming in. Going to be, it looks like, delaying that 5th base. These Marines are eventually going to go down. I feel like he needs to get the hell out of here soon. But Cure, he's not stopping. He's being active once again on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Cure is just quietly here gotten himself a lead in mining bases, which in a TVZ is not what you want here as the Zerg, but behind this, Dark, he is just continuing to improve his army, getting a greater Spire as well. So considering that the Thor count is going to be pretty low, the Ghost count not too crazy, and a lot of tanks, I think this is a very solid choice.
Yeah, I think so as well, as Dark's going for a massive, he was looking to go for a massive run by, but only taking down a Widowmine for now. Another drop is going to slow him down, pull him back for the time being, and yeah, Cure is just doing a really great job at just asserting himself here. Had a slow start, but here he's just all over the place.
Yeah, really good patience. Just kind of not trying to force anything, just going for small little bits of pressure with sets of units that he can afford to lose. Not giving Dark too much opportunity to just take a huge fight with his spellcasters. So this is really well played by Cure.
Really is slow and steady, but we do have a couple of ghosts exposing themselves on the right hand side. We get a couple of snipes on the Ravagers, but oh, that's, I think, 3 ghosts going down. But the tank count is moving on forward here, slowly encroaching upon the forward bases of Dark.
Ooh, but here are the Brood Lords, and there is very little here to answer them. Cure in a panic, going to be running straight out of there, but this map, it is tiny. These Brood Lords, they have got their Nitros activated. They're going to be shooting straight across the map here, and what does Cure have to defend?
Yeah, he can't even stim forward because of those fungals, because of those infestors as well. We have Vikings and Ghosts on the way. No Thors yet. The Viking count is looking okay here. It's going to force Dark back, but not without losing a couple of his tanks.
Yeah, especially with infestors on the field, Vikings are not ideal, but Cure is microing them extremely well. Has, for the most part, managed to dodge fungals, but here we go. Dark going to be pulling the trigger, run straight on in, bunching up quite a lot here for the tanks, but a lot of the tanks going to be going down.
Yeah, the tanks go down. The Ling Bane has broken on through. He's getting on top of those ghosts as well. The Vikings have fallen, and the Broodlords, for the most part, have been left untouched. He has a lot of momentum going his way, and Cure is crumbling.
Yeah, Queen's going to be charging forward, trying to prevent these Vikings from getting on top of the Broodlords. Some of these Ghosts going to be getting their struts off, but no, the Broodling's going to be cancelling those. And onwards, Dark will charge. Can Cure get together the kind of army that he needs to deal with this? It's going to be very difficult. He needs to take out those Queens so the Vikings can clean up the Broodlords.
Yeah, exactly. But GG gets called. Dark with the hidden Broodlord switch comes out here after having a shaky game number 2, but takes the series in the end 2-0.
Yeah, there we go, 2-0 for Dark, and he will be going on to the grand finals to face Hero. So top quality ZvP that we've got on our hands here.
GG, well played. Oh, Cure was doing really well for himself though. I was really impressed with like his multi-prong harassment, with his drop play, with how he was really asserting himself. Unfortunately, he was never able to get eyes on either the Greater Spire on the Broodlords, and we saw he was woefully underprepared for that, and because the map is so small, he had very little time to react once he realized what was going on.
Yeah, for sure. It just wasn't quite an army that lined up with his, and I feel like Q was playing it very well towards the end there, but maybe missed a few opportunities to pressure earlier, which would have made it a little bit more difficult for Dark to tech so widely.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we were kind of mentioning how it took a while for Kira to really be active, and because that, Dark droned up to 80 pretty quickly. And even though he was losing bases, he wasn't really losing too many drones, so he was free to just focus on tech, focus on his army. Really well done there by Dark, in a very Dark fashion as well, right? Remember, it all started with that gasless opener. Disgusting, Poppy, disgusting.
Yeah, very Dark through and through. I mean, I think he only lost those bases because he was teching so heavily in so many different directions, but it's just what he does.
Yeah, just what Dark does. And now we're getting ready for the grand finals, what we've all been waiting for. It is going to be Dark versus Hero in a best of 5.
Okay, yeah, two of the best of their races, respectively. Should be a really exciting game, and I can't say that I've seen a whole bunch of Dark vs. Hero lately, even though I know there's been a lot.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to cast them last week, and if I for the past 2 weeks actually, while you've been on vacation, Papi, it's been really interesting because Hero has been really unpredictable these past best of series against Dark. He's been really adverse to playing standard. Like, he just mixes in charge all-ins or glaive eps, even sky toss as well. Yeah, he's been really difficult to, he just refuses to do the same thing 2 games in a row, or just twice in a series against Dark specifically. So it's been really chaotic, and there have been some weeks where he gets the better of Dark, and Dark just has a really hard time reading what Hero's doing. And there are other weeks where Dark just stomps. So it's been really back and forth,